The comment from Hustle24 says, this is a hate-filled channel. Really? Why? I understand, Hustle24, this is something you don't agree with. I don't care. I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like the channel. That's okay too. You're not required to. Just because I'm black and I'm Hispanic does not obligate you to watch the channel or to agree with me, which we've said many, many times. So just because you don't agree doesn't make it hateful. What have we said that is hateful? We said we don't agree with BLM. We have confirmed that even 8 years ago, what Patrisse Cullors intended to do and what she has done was obvious. You don't like that. I don't care. You don't like that I'm not a Democrat. I don't care. Your likes, your feelings about my political beliefs is meaningless. I could care less. You can feel whatever you want to feel, but that doesn't make it bad or negative or hateful. And I am not required. No one is required to live by someone's subjective opinion, subjective feelings. Hustle24 goes on to say, and I hear nothing but offensive stereotypes. Well, that's interesting. What offensive stereotype? We're talking about my life, my experience. What's offensive about it? You don't like being a black man in the Bronx? Did you not grow up in the Bronx in the 1980s, the 1990s, the 1970s? I did. I'm 55 years old. I lived through this. I have pictures of that. I've done interviews about this. I have articles about this. You don't think that black culture that was influenced by the gangster rap movement since 1992? Go back, look at the articles, look at the arguments in the black community about gangster rap from 1992 going forward. I lived it. I know this happened. I know those articles exist. You may not like that, but that doesn't change that it exists. That's not a stereotype. That's a reality. BLM isn't training black families or black communities to make investments because they believe in communism. They believe in breaking the nuclear family. They believe in societal families. They believe in communism. That is a fact. That was in their documentation that they had in 2015 until they removed it in 2017 because they got backlash for that. That is a fact. You don't have to like the fact. It is a fact. So where are my stereotypes? I'm telling you facts. I'm giving you information. You don't have to like the information, but it's information. So if you think it's hateful to provide information to people, then there's a problem with you. Hustle24 says, now because they don't like my opinion, because Hustle24 doesn't like my opinion, because they don't like what I wrote in 2015, and they don't like what I'm saying in 2023, because they don't like the documentation I provided throughout this entire show for hours, and what I've been doing for 5 years live, because they don't like it, because the feelings of Hustle24 are upset. I have to be punished because now Hustle24 wants to shut down the channel. Hustle24, you don't have to be here. You can go and watch Al Sharpton and NBC News and CNN and let them fill you with all the candy and rainbows and unicorns that you could possibly want. And you could avoid every single piece of data and information that I have been able to show you and to address any of the consequences we've been talking about. You can do that. I don't have to shut down my channel, and I don't have to silence my voice just because you don't like it. I don't care if you don't like it. My life is not defined by your feelings. What you are asking for is that someone should define the way you live based on their feelings. Think of this, Hustle24. If someone said, Hustle24 makes too much money, because most Americans, I'm assuming you're an American, so most Americans are rich compared to the rest of the world. So someone else has a feeling that you, Hustle24, make too much money. So you need to get your income cut in half. They have to take it away from you by force because someone feels that as an American, you have too much, would you allow those feelings to take away your possessions that you have worked for? There's a question. That's not hateful. That's a question. Hustle 24 has to say, let's see, shaking my head. If Wall Street wants money, it's business as usual. But if poor folk want money, it's begging and a handout. No. Now, let's be very clear here. You're looking at the world in the worst way possible. Hustle 24, you're saying that black people, all they get is handouts. No, I'm saying black people should invest. The same thing that Wall Street does. The same thing that rich people did. That's how they got to be rich. Invest. Invest the money. As early as possible. Start in high school. Start investing money. Build up that money so you will have a nest egg, and then you can also will that money onto your children and continue down the line. Buy property. These are things that we should be telling the black community. We aren't. We're not going into high schools, and when you go into a high school, you don't see kids. You don't ask them and go, well, how many investment accounts do you have? What stocks are in your portfolio? Did you invest in bonds? We don't have that conversation with black kids in the Bronx as an example. The focus is on the wrong thing, and you want to be upset. Hustle 24 wants to be upset with the very engine that could allow black people to transform their lives. Progressive Mike says, the economy under liberal policies always ends up bettering the country and people. That is a lie. Even if you don't see the impact right away. That is also a lie. It's the reverse for GOP policies. That is a lie. There is a reason why most smart people vote Democrat. Yet another lie. See, Mike, you just spewed out a bunch of lies. First of all, the economy is not better. Again, under the Biden administration, inflation is up 16% at this moment. Is that good or bad for poor people? The answer is obviously it's bad for poor people. We have interest rates that have gone up, and that has hurt poor people. Why? Because of credit card debt, because of loan debt, because of car loans. It hurts poor people more than anyone else. We have a scarcity of goods, which hurts poor people. We have more minimum wage, and minimum wage, as proven by the CBO and New York City and Washington State, we have seen forcing the minimum wage to a $15 an hour amount has created more unemployment, not less. Defunding the police in every single city, every single state that defunding the police has occurred. And in every single example, everywhere in America, that has caused more crime. And that crime affects who? Poor people more than anyone else. Understand, I don't think Progressive Mike is trying to be a bad person. You're trying to prop up being a Democrat. You're trying to justify the progressive ideology you believe in. Fantastic. Except that isn't true, and it doesn't work. Because when we empirically, removing the emotions, and we empirically look at what happens, you're wrong. You might want to believe that. I'm sure you feel that way, but empirically, you're wrong. That's just a fact. I didn't say I don't like what you said. I said you're empirically wrong. There's a big difference. You are empirically wrong. The data does not support what you have said. Deflation, which is the devaluing of the dollar, which happens as we print more money, the value of money decreases. Since Joe Biden, again, under Joe Biden, from February 2021 to today, the value of a dollar, what that dollar can buy, has decreased by 11% because we have printed that much more money. This has nothing to do with how I feel about it. It has nothing to do with what you feel. That is the empirical, mathematical fact. No, and Hustle 24 likes to say he's hustling for that. I'm fronting for views. First of all, I don't speak in that manner. I speak English. Hustle 24. You may not. I do. 2, I've been doing this for 17 years. Now, my Progressive Mike wants to go on and say, no, but he's not wrong. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Well, I've laid out all of my evidence. I have laid out my thought process that leads me to the conclusions I get to. How dare you tell me that? If I was a woman, would you say, and Mike, I'm presuming, right or wrong, I'm presuming you're a man. Michael is a male name. So, Michael, as a man, would you say to a woman, would you dare to tell her, well, you just don't understand? Or would that be sexist? How can you say, I don't understand, when I have spent hours explaining exactly what I do understand and how I get there? And you're saying, but you just don't understand because I don't agree? That's ignorant. What I am pointing out is, look at what their arguments have been. They're saying, you're not smart enough to understand this. You have to obey what you are being told. That government is smarter and has better intentions. They are pushing the party line. And they're saying that this is okay because of their feelings. They feel that is the truth. Whereas everything I have been saying is, and here's a data point, and here's an empirical data point, and here is an empirical article, a quote, a news media source. I can actually source out everything I am talking about. There's the difference. Modern politics from the left is based on how do we feel? Does it make me feel good? And I'm talking to you about what's actually affecting your life and how is it affecting your life. And I'm showing you the evidence of what is affecting your life. It's about the policies. And we have shown it over and over again. See, so you're pushing the partisan message. I'm talking about people's lives, what's actually affecting them, regardless of whether they want to be a Republican, a Democrat, conservative, libertarian, or anything else. I could care less, except for communists. I don't support communists at all. This is No Soundbites Allowed, and I am your host, Michael Boss. Dragon into Southern Tier, I'm happy to be here with you today.
Eric Holder, the Attorney General of the United States, admitted he has not read the Arizona immigration law. I know it is a difficult task to stand up in front of our peers and say to Congress and say that Congress has failed to listen to voters.
You here at CPAC said yes to President Donald Trump in 2016, and I know you're going to say yes to.
She was very aware that she had the flag in her hands and that the flag was dragging on the ground. That is a intentional action. She knows what she is doing. She then drops the flag.
Understand the logic, and we see this in social media on a regular basis, and it's something that Newsweek decided not to tell you about.
Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, a representative in Congress who is writing laws to deny American citizens their rights, has no idea what she's talking about.
And they are against the vaccine mandate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you support that?
Last time I checked, there were not a lot of planes crashing into each other at airports, right? You can meet a very, very stringent accuracy rate when it's important, when it matters, like in federal elections.
The quote from Joe Biden where he is admitting that he is willing to lie to the American people.